Hello, everybody, and welcome back to NBA Cinema. Now, Minnesota Timberwolves, Phoenix Suns. First of all, let's just acknowledge the Minnesota Timberwolves had its best season in over 20 seasons. They could have legit had the number one seed in the West and was just, if I'm not mistaken, one game shy of that. Now, they actually came up against really a injury prone all year, underachieving Phoenix Suns team. But the fans in Minnesota, they were rocking, they were ready to go. Now, the game actually was very interesting. Ultimately, the Minnesota Timberwolves ended up pulling away as Edwards, he led a 19-4 run to close the third quarter. And after making a couple of buckets, late, some of the biggest shots down that stretch, he actually, stretched out his arms and started barking at Kevin Durant. Take a look here at this video. Look at Ant. Ant nodding like, yeah. What I say, you can't guard me. He was in his bag, talking a lot of trash, and this is really what playoff basketball is made of. Kevin Durant can be seen smiling. It's almost like, who's next up? KD has had a lot of these great moments, and he played great this game. But in the post game, of course, the media ran to Kevin Durant because he's someone that they seek sound bites, and fair enough, sometimes Kevin Durant gives it to him. This is what he had to say in regards to Anthony Edwards and his antics late in the game.
The other thing that I had was obviously he got to chatting a little bit after one of those threes with you. You've been in that before where, back and forth. How much of that is just playoff basketball?
Yeah, just basketball. Not even play, it's just hoop, You get hot, you make shots, make tough shots. You're going to feel excited about yourself. So it's on me to keep coming back and showing them a tough look, or whoever's defending these guys, to show them a tough look. If they make shots over us, we move back to the next play, and we move on to the next play, So, he got it going. He made some tough ones. You just gotta live with it and be better next game.
Now, Anthony Edwards actually gave Kevin Durant his props as well. In the post-game interview, he was talking about how efficient KD was and how big of a challenge it was to really deal with Durant. Despite him having a good game, he recognized that KD has been great for quite a while, and he's not underestimating that matchup, to say the least. Take a quick listen to what Anthony Edwards had to say.
These guys came in here and whooped us in our home court the last game of the season, and was giggling, laughing. Like Bill said, he told our coach that he don't think we play hard enough, and he was right. Finchie didn't like that. He came in the next day and was like, man, you got guys on the other team telling me that y'all don't play hard enough for me, and he was totally right. Like, we was out there just running around, let them doing what they want to do, man, and that's a great team, man. All three of those guys, they're great players, man. It's going to be hard to beat these guys. We got to bring it every night. It's just one game. They're going to be ready to go the next time we play them.
The little back and forth with Kevin Durant there in the third quarter. How fun is that, and what do you make of the atmosphere tonight?
I think everybody here knows that's my favorite player of all time, so that was probably one of the best feelings ever in my whole life, for sure.
Anthony, when you're out there with Kevin Durant, can you see or hear the playoff experience that he has? Do you sense a level of poise that you hope to get to someday?
Yeah, man, did you see him in the third quarter? I felt like we were supposed to be up 15-18 in the third quarter early. And if I'm not mistaken, he made 4 or 5 straight buckets, like it was nothing. And I became a fan at one point. I was out there like, God damn, he nice. Like, it's nothing we can do. It's nothing we can do. Cat was playing great defense. Rudy was playing great defense. And it's just like, he don't see you. Like, I'm looking at the stat sheet. He was 11 for 17. He missed 6 shots and had 31. He's the greatest to ever do it, man. He's big. My hat tilts to him. He's the best.
So, Anthony Edwards, as young as he is, 22 years old, I think sometimes we forget because he's had so many highlights. He's been so special, since he really hit the league. Like, you saw the athleticism, the raw talent. This year, he really started to come into his own as the leader. It's clear, he's kind of taking this team with Karl Anthony Towns missing so much time due to injury, and they still had a chance. He kind of maintained and kind of, steadied the ship, I guess is what I'm trying to say, with missing so many games from really your second best player and still winning 56 games. That was impressive to me, because I'm like, man, if Cat was there, maybe they win 60 plus games and easily be the number one seed. They might have been able to compete with Boston for number one overall in the NBA as far as the amount of wins they could have had if they had Cat more this season. But I'm actually intrigued, man. This series here, especially with Phoenix, finally looks like Bradley Beal is healthy. Devin Booker had an off game, and I'm with Kevin Durant. I agree with what he said. I think Booker, has a better showing in the second game, and so that just means that Minnesota is going to have to continue to play at a level of desperation to kind of, take that next step, because, again, you got two players in Booker and Durant, both been to the NBA Finals. Kevin Durant, two-time MVP, been to 3 finals. It's one of those things where you don't want to get too confident or too overly confident based on what ended up being a blowout in game 1. And Anthony Edwards already said, hey, this is, Kevin Durant, he sees like an idol. So I think Anthony Edwards is going to try to keep his foot on his neck. It's like, you want to beat your idol. And so I'm not worried about his competitive nature, but I do know Kevin Durant is going to, there's really no, like he said, there's no answer for Kevin Durant, right? Kevin Durant, you got to hope he missed shots. You got to try to kind of be physical with him, throw a double team here, there, kind of throw him off his rhythm. But he's going to play well. Bradley Beal's going to play well. Now, the real question is how serious and how much time is Grayson Allen going to miss with that ankle? He led the NBA in three-point shooting percentage, and he actually tied the three-point record 3 different times. He had 9 threes this season. Grayson Allen is a big piece of what Phoenix likes to do as far as being another weapon for the big 3 that they have. Now, I'll be monitoring that, but I think that's going to be critical. If he doesn't return, that's a whole lot of firepower missing on the Phoenix Suns. But let me know what you guys think, man. I'm very excited for this NBA playoffs. We're going to see how things shake out. I'm going to holler at you next time. Peace.